Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Okay, listen. This woman, Molly, she will not stop. She keeps harassing me. She sent me another email. Yeah. She said that the video that I put up the other day is me judging gay people, and said, so therefore in the morning she said we're, so whoever we are is filing papers to ban my video and sure the creator, who is you, for violating gay rights. Have a wonderful day. I know we sure will. Please tell me how I'm violating gay rights. Yeah. Y'all, this woman, I don't know who she is, okay? But she needs to get a hobby. But apparently right now, I am her hobby. So, dear God. Yeah. So, on to some other news. In my opinion, this next video, these people need to be thrown in jail, okay? What they are doing to the homeless community is not okay. They are taking food that was donated for the homeless and they are throwing it away. It's terrible. Take a look.
Our hidden cameras caught employees with the LA Homeless Services Authority throwing cases of taxpayer-funded food right into the dumpster. Food that's supposed to go to the homeless, now going in the trash. You can see it here just come pouring out of the box. And not just once or twice.
We saw it continuously inside the dumpster, boxes of food with fresh sandwiches for the homeless inside.
It's a sandwich, an apple, and water.
We saw food thrown away almost every day, all unopened packages labeled "Eat Good Food." But despite the tens of thousands of homeless going hungry on the streets of LA, no one got to eat this food because we saw LAHSA employees like this woman just throw it in the trash.
It's a theft of taxpayer dollars. These people are being paid to go out and service and take care of people. So not only are they stealing their pay, but they're throwing away good, valuable food for people who have nothing to eat.
So in this next video, you're going to hear Rand Paul. You know who that is, right? He's the senator. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but USPS, the United States Postal Service, has seen an 80% increase in volume of mail, or decrease in mail, but they added 190,000 employees. So Senator Rand Paul says, can you think of a private business whereas you have an 80% of what they are doing to make money is going down in volume? And then they go and they hire more people. You've insourced 190,000 jobs, and it's just sort of inexplicable. And yeah, that honestly doesn't make sense. If you're not bringing in the money, how are you able to pay your employees, right?
You mentioned in your testimony that the post office is different than other areas of government, that it has to operate like a private business. You also mentioned that about 80% of the volume of first-class mail has gone down over time. Can you think of a private business where 80% of what they're, doing to make money is going down in volume that would actually increase their employees?
Yeah. So, Senator, you keep asking. I mean, I didn't make the laws that organize the United States Postal Service. Okay. I came in, as I said, to the condition that we had, and I'm trying to fix it. Now, you exaggerate the hiring aspects.
I know of no one in private practice or investors who, give advice through a corporate board who would say, you have a declining business model, we're going to increase the numbers, but then when you have a choice of hiring contractors that won't be paid the same wages or pension benefits or health care benefits that you pay your employees, you're up 190,000. You've insourced 190,000 jobs. Yeah. And it's just sort of inexplicable. The whole point of the reform of shifting the cost, it's not really reform, it's a shell game. We just took a bunch of things that are still costs on your books and we put them on somebody else's books somewhere else in government. It's still a massive cluster in a way that the debt problem is just shifted over to another account. But in doing that, the main thing you were trying to get away from was healthcare costs and pension, right? And so if you compare a contractor or a contracted employee to a government employee, an insourced employee, and you compare the health costs and the pension costs, they're dramatically higher for insourced. So by increasing your number of people who work for the government as opposed to contractors, you're compounding the same problem. You were here with us 3 years ago saying we can't handle all these other expenses. We need to shift them somewhere else. And so the reform package did that. But in contrast, then you could continue to hire more people instead of saying, well, we have all these extra costs associated with government labor. Why don't we hire labor outside of the government and use contractors?
So in isolation on one element.
Okay, so in the 1960s, the national anthem was aired on TV. Now, this video that I found, the way that it is explained, when it was aired in the 1960s, it was aired on TV with subliminal messages. That said, obey, consume, believe in the government, God, rebellion will not be tolerated, etc. So it's saying that God will not be tolerated. Rebellion will not be tolerated. But you have to obey, consume, and believe in your government. Yeah.
Our national anthem.
Go ahead and watch this national anthem again, only this time we're going to watch it slowed way down. Tell me if you notice anything different from the last time you watched it. Did you see the letters change at the bottom? Let's watch it again in even slower frame by frame motion. It happens so quickly you can barely see it. But you aren't meant to physically, literally see it. You are meant to subconsciously see it. It is meant to go into the subconscious and implant itself into your brain on a subconscious level. And this continues throughout this entire national anthem, and it becomes basically like the script for the movie they live. This video was shown signing off of television programming for the day throughout the 60s, and we know that during that time is the same exact time that the mass mind control MK Ultra project, the government covert operation, was going on in the United States. They were carrying it out on the American people, and that's been admitted. The CIA admitted it in, what, 1970? And there's even a speech where Bill Clinton apologized for it in 1995. So this is all on record. This is not a debunked video by any means. In fact, everything I've looked up on this video has only gone to show that it is in fact a real video that was in fact shown on national television networks throughout the country in the 1960s. And if you guys think they're not using this kind of programming today, I assure you that they are. It's just gotten much, much more sophisticated. I have lots of documentation on that, lots of research studies on that, and I will be bringing more reports to show you exactly how these kinds of technologies are used to keep the masses in check, to keep you buying the establishment line, and to keep people from thinking critically and asking questions. And that's what we all have to start doing, is thinking more critically about the information that's going into our minds and asking more questions. Melissa Melton, Truth Stream Media.
So have you ever heard of Tartaria and the history behind it? Watching this video, the world around you is not what you have been told.
You think you know your reality. Think again. The world around you is not what you have been told. Your reality, your history, all warped by the lies of the few. The empire of Grand Tartary was vast and wide and created the majority of the cities we see today. They were a one-world people, and we see their architecture in all cities and countries. They were highly advanced in mathematics and science and used technology to harness the atmospheric energy. The question remains, what happened to the great people of Tartary? The maps show Tartary as a very large region. Some say they went into the earth much like the people during the Great Flood as depicted in Navajo legend. Others say they left and went to the continent said to be past the Antarctic ice wall. Even further, some say they were simply vaporized in the cataclysm that occurred during the last reset. No matter where they are, we must remember where we are. In the shadows of Tartaria.
Now with this next video, approximately 70,000 Georgia residents may never be able to collect Social Security benefits due to a federal law, okay? Fixing the issue would cost billions, and Social Security is already on track to run out, as migrants from UK are currently drawing U.S. Social Security benefit checks. Yeah, I didn't know that either. This issue is called the Windfall Elimination Provision, which is also the nickname of WEP. And fixing it would take the Senate, where there are concerns about the price tag that would run into the billions of dollars for that already troubled Social Security.
Social Security, but an obscure provision of federal law prevents them from collecting most of those benefits in retirement. New at 6 Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray here with us in an effort to change that, and it passed the U.S. House of Representatives this week, Justin.
Justin, we're talking about 50 to 70,000 Georgians who are impacted by this. Most of them public employees like firefighters, police officers, and teachers. Our year-long reporting on Social Security overpayments led us to notice this particular law is leaving some retirees in a tough spot.
I've worked another job the same time that I was teaching school all of my life. I've been working since I was 16.
Retired Atlanta Public Schools teacher Vidalia Turner expected to collect Social Security on those extra jobs when she retired. But that's when she learned of the windfall elimination provision, nicknamed WEP, and the government pension offset. The two provisions reduce Social Security benefits for nearly 3 million Americans, mostly public servants who received a pension from a job that didn't pay Social Security taxes.
So I'm prepared for Social Security, right? Only to find out, well, no. And I paid into it, everything into it. It's not like I didn't pay into it.
This month, in an overwhelming bipartisan vote, the House of Representatives passed the Social Security Fairness Act that would eliminate WEP.
These are firefighters who worked a second job to make ends meet, police officers who began a second career after leaving the force, teachers who took a summer job to cover the bills.
And our series of stories investigating Social Security overpayments in collaboration with KFF Health News and our Cox Media Group's sister stations, we've learned that WEP can lead to overpayments and clawbacks by the federal government. People like Ron Bonasso, a retired postal worker now working 2 jobs in retirement to pay back a $7,500 overpayment tied to WEP.
A whole bunch of us have been retired all these years. It's got screwed by Social Security.
At 68, Vidalia Turner is also still working, but worries what happens when she no longer can.
What happens is that we are unduly penalized. We don't get the money that we paid into.
And so not only did this pass the House of Representatives, but it has more than 60 co-sponsors in the Senate, including Georgia Senators Ossoff and Warnock. But that doesn't mean this is automatic in the Senate, where there are concerns about the price tag that could run into the billions of dollars for that already troubled Social Security.
Now, this video was sent to me, and I was a little taken back by it because I've never heard of this happening before. But then again, I'm not in California. But I do have family and friends that live out in California. After the last earthquake that they had, allegedly, there were pink skies and a really funky smell in California after the earthquake. Is anyone else hearing about this? Okay, do you live in California? Are you experiencing this? Yeah. Ciao.
I'm gonna ask y'all again. What was up with that earthquake in California 2 days ago? So just yesterday, after the earthquake, it was all pink and it smelled really weird in the air. And if you watched my last video, you know that radiation has been peaking in California yesterday. And they said it smelled like this outside too. This video belongs to her. Watch this for a minute.
Somebody tell me why it's pink outside. Notice that sky. What the hell? What is that smell? The sky is pink, you guys. And it smells funky out here.
And the commenters were filled with people that said, I've lived in California my whole life, never has the sky gone pink after an earthquake, but this time. I have no idea what's going on, but it's very weird. More on this tomorrow. By the way, the drones that have been plaguing New Jersey are now in New York. And as you can see right here in the comments under my New Jersey video on Facebook, everyone's been being plagued by drones, and not just New Jersey. But they are everywhere, including Cali.